Romano confirms Arsenal are keen on midfielder considered a strong option for Manchester City. Smash the like button. I wonder what the transfer news today has in store for us. Arsenal's reported interest in Sandro Tonali is one of the more exciting midfield stories of the summer, but the Gunners are not alone. Tottenham Hotspur have been linked with Gomares. Should we spin the block for that? I don't know. According to Fabrizio Romano, Arsenal are keen on Newcastle United midfielder, on the Newcastle United midfielder, while Man City are also showing interest in the Italian international, who they have an Italian manager now. Forgive me if I'm wrong, Enzo Maresca. I always get it wrong if he's Argentinian or Italian. For the life of me, I don't know people, so forgive me. There is nothing. There is no advanced deal yet, so that tells you everything. But Tonali is clearly a player being watched by some of the biggest clubs in England. Okay. From Arsenal's point of view, it's easy to understand the attraction. Tonali has become a key figure for Newcastle, offering control, work rate, defensive discipline, and quality on the ball. Newcastle's official website states he has made 53 appearances in the 25-26 season, scoring 3 goals and providing 7 assists. And I mean, at some point, we're going to have to look after the William Salibas, the Gabriels, Magalhaes of this world, the Declan Rices, looking at the minutes that a lot of these footballers are playing, not just at my club, but in the global landscape. It's scary. And I know people will do that stupid thing of, they get paid a lot of money. At this point, I don't need to get into it in it, but we're just seeing expansion at club and country level in it. So the only thing that can save clubs, and it's not just Arsenal, it's just having more players. The footballing authorities are not going to put measures in place so people can actually get rested. You're going to see more games. If you are, in my opinion, I know Italy haven't qualified for the World Cup, but if you're, I don't know, Harry Kane, Tonali, well, Harry Kane's not in England, so it's not the best of examples, but Tonali, Declan Rice, probably next season, Kobe Maino. The best players are looking at 50 to 70 games for club and country. And the list goes on of several names in it. I know he's not going to the World Cup, but a Cole Palmer. You get where I'm going in it. So, yeah, hasn't said anything. We haven't learned anything new other than Arsenal have interest in Tonali, City like him, and a bunch of other Premier League clubs like him. And Romano has said that before, to be fair. We've been linked with Rayan of Bournemouth. These are the man we should have got. Not Noni Madueke. Big up Noni, though. I do like you. Arsenal's reported interest in Rayan is the kind of transfer story that feels surprising at first, but actually fits the club's recent recruitment thinking. Bring him and Krupi. It's a shame we had to wait till they go to Bournemouth and they're going to cost a premium. Ryan's only just got his, he's probably not even finished unpacking in his new house. He's just got to Bournemouth. And like Krupi, they're going to be playing in Europe. They know they're going to be moved on. Areola's sought past his new house and sought past his new, who else is there? Semenyo. That's a Bournemouth model, and Bournemouth are a very well-run club, and they deserve to be in Europe, people. But yeah, we have been linked with him. He joined Bournemouth from a team in Brazil, Vasco da Gama, in 2026 in January for 24.7 million. Probably even going to triple that. So we're being linked with him. I mean, he is a winger. He does have the qualities we all look like we need, people. He's got 8 goals and 2 assists in 18 games during his debut spell. He's valued at 80 million euros. Would you lot pull the trigger on it? Apparently, just Arsenal citing The Athletic reported that Ryan's contract includes a 130 million release clause, although it's not active yet and only comes into effect after he has spent at least a full year at the club. We're not spending 130 million. That's obviously so that Bournemouth can go, hey, if you want him, there's the asking price. Or if you want to negotiate a deal that makes more sense, it's going to, it's going to be on our terms. So, yeah. That means Arsenal would find it extremely difficult to force anything this summer. And again, he is the right player we need. So far, we haven't learned anything. Nwaneri is being linked with Newcastle United. I wonder, do you not think he could go on loan and thrive at Newcastle? Will they buy him outright? Could he be used as a make weight? Newcastle will be back next season. Every time they're not in Europe, they have very strong outfits. Newcastle's a massive club. You do the business, the Newcastle fans will worship you essentially. Like it's one of them clubs. Obviously, we could all do that. I want to play for the traditional top 6 sides. I want to play for Real Madrid and these things. Newcastle, you could go down in folklore. Like, I know he's not a striker, although Arteta said he could be a striker long term. If you're a decent number 9 and you do your job for Newcastle, bro, it's what football's about, innit? We all know Nwaneri's a Premier League winner. Didn't work out for him in terms of extensive first team football at Arsenal. Went on loan to Marseille. Didn't really work out. These experiences always have a positive billing, but in terms of just getting minutes, getting football, it weren't that, people. There's a whole host of clubs. Every day there's a new club, and I don't think he'll be short of admirers. I think we're going to sell him because it's pure profit. Me, personally, he's 19. He could go on loan again. Me, I don't want him sold, but I'm just a fan like you lot, people. Despite some mixed reports on what the future holds for Nwaneri, the reliable Romano insists Arsenal still have plenty of faith in the 19-year-old despite a difficult 2025-26 season. There could still be a role for Nwaneri in Mikel Arteta's squad. He's been highly rated since he was in an academy. Romano suggests Arsenal still haven't made a firm decision on Nwaneri, whose future could be discussed later, with a loan move possibly being their preference. So yeah, Newcastle, the latest club to allegedly register interest. Arsenal and Chelsea are eyeing the defender, the 18-year-old Onis Arhano, forgive me if I'm wrong, currently plying his trade at Atalanta. He's under a long-term contract. Arsenal, Manchester City, and Chelsea have all been linked with him, people. We've been linked with Ander Bernanexia. You know, I can't say his name, but he plays for Sociedad. We've shopped in Sociedad before. He is Spanish. We have been linked with him before. Us and Tottenham Hotspur are being linked. He has a 75 million euros release clause, which all players in Spain have a release clause, people. Apparently, we're closely monitoring him. Sociedad is under no pressure to sanction his departure, and any club hoping to sign him might have to pay a premium. The report claims Arsenal are preparing an opening offer of 30 million euros for the attacker, and it remains to be seen whether the Spanish outfit is prepared to accept the offer. So, yeah, we're being linked. I reckon he's more likely to go Spurs. Surely we've got our heights higher than that. Bayern Munich's interest in Martinelli isn't going away. Would you lot sell him, people? He has scored some big goals, but it's another season you're left wanting more from Gabby Martinelli, people, in that regards. Mateus Fernandes has been linked with Arsenal, Manchester United, Paris Saint-Germain, and many other clubs. Apparently, Jose Mourinho has personally asked for him to be signed for Real Madrid. So we might still be in the race. We might have never been in the race, but once Real Madrid comes calling, it's a madness. I did cover this yesterday, but apparently Arsenal have had a bid worth 60 million euros rejected by Lille for Boadi, 18 years of age, according to exclusive information obtained, by Africa Foot. Lille want at least 70 million euros. So there's at least 10 million. I don't know how much 10 million quid is in euros, but that seems to be the difference, folks, people. Everton are apparently keen on signing Gabriel Jesus, but are not prepared to meet his 20 million asking price. And also the fact that he's on big wages could make any deal difficult. Morgan Rogers, who's probably the one most aggressively linked with us. Apparently we've been offered Rafael, but Morgan Rogers' priority is to join Arsenal. We've been linked with Nathaniel Brown of Bayern Munich, as you lot know before. We're pursuing a deal for Jeremy Monger, and, you know, whether it's Ornstein, whether it's Romano, whether it's the reliable hand of Arsenal, it seems like that move for the 16, 17-year-old of Leicester City is moving in the right direction. And as you can see here, he's open to the move and we're pushing. Movements expected around Bradley Barcola, people. Arsenal, Liverpool have been linked. He's got a year left on his contract. We'll have to see how that one develops. 80 million for Fernandes, and Liverpool have also been another team name dropped. Anyone having Tchouaméni, who's been linked with Manchester United, and owing to what's going on at Real Madrid, Tchouaméni, Camavinga, every year that goes past, Brahim Diaz, they're all going to be linked with moves away and moves to the Premier League. I mean, to have Tchouaméni, Miles Lewis-Skelly, Zubamendi, and Rice as midfield options, we're sorted, people. 3 Gunners are up for PFA Player of the Year, people. We've got David Raya. We've got, well, I should learn to read, innit? David Raya, Gabriel Magalhaes, and Declan Rice join Ryan Cherky, Erling Haaland, and Bruno Fernandes. You know my thing. It needs to go to an Arsenal player. I think Gabriel Magalhaes deserves it. One of the best centre-halves in world football and the Premier League has gone down in Arsenal folklore. Declan Rice also deserves it. I'm not going to spell out what Rice has done. Goalkeepers never really get praised, but also David Raya deserves it. Haaland scored a bunch of goals. Bruno Fernandes, on paper, has been the shining light in Man United's season based on his assists. Me, personally, I think you got to give it to one of the Arsenal players. But yeah, man, who cares about individual awards when you look got this? So yeah, it is what it is in that regards. Dalman's been nominated for PFA Young Player of the Year. I'd give it to Dalman because he's won the Premier League and he had the Everton moment. But there's a bunch of players who I think have been named on that list. Rio Ngomoa deserves it, in my opinion. You know, Kobe Maino, I wouldn't give it to him, but quality. Ryan's done very well at Bournemouth. Nico O'Reilly and Ryan Cherky, do you know what? For me, I'd give it Croupier of Bournemouth, you know, because he scored 13 goals. I think that's a record for a youngster, you know, debuting in football, really. But I would say, for me, I would without my Arsenal cap, I would give it to Croupier, Nico O'Reilly, and then Max Dowman, people. Although I've seen a bunch of people that did deserve it, didn't get it because other players won the league. So, of course, I'd like that, people. I think Russo of the ladies Russo and Olivia Smith have been nominated for Player of the Year and Young Player of the Year. So hopefully someone from Arsenal can bring it home. Once again, we're advancing in talks to sign Jeremy Monga, people. You can see that one there excites me. We've been linked with Pepe. Is that Pepe or William Gomez? Apologies. We have been linked with Pepe of Porto, but we've been linked with William Gomez. I don't really buy the Porto links, if I'm honest. It's easy to link us with wingers, people. What's this? 8 players who could leave. Should we try and guess them? Nwaneri, Trossard, Kepa, Norgard, Martinelli. I don't know if I've said Trossard, but Trossard, Gabriel Jesus. I got 7, and to be honest, I might be missing one out. Let's see all the names that have been dropped here, people. We've spoke about this already. Obviously, Josh Kroenke and Berta and everyone's gonna. I like all clubs. They've already spoken about potential targets. So Gabriel Jesus has been name dropped as potentially leaving, as has Trossard and Gabriel Martinelli. Kepa, Norgard have been name dropped as well, people. Who else is there? Ethan Nwaneri. To be fair, I completely forgot about Reece Nelson and Fabio Vieira. They're past their sell-by dates, with the greatest of respect to them, folks. So we'll have to see exactly what's going on. Arsenal set to finally break pitiful transfer record as they plot summer overhaul. I bet this article just alludes to the fact that we need to get better at selling people. And, you know, the cases of Balogun and Ketty, Iwobi, Smith Rowe, are good sales, but that needs to become the minimum. Let's be honest. You know, in the early Emirates era, we used to sell for good money, but you can count on one hand, literally, the amount of decent offers that we've received, people. And, you know, for our top sell to be 32 million, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, our second to still be Nicolas Anelka, probably a bit shambolic. Alexis Sanchez, 30 million? I'm not sure. Weren't that a free transfer? I don't know, people. But yeah, this article's just waffling.
Like